You can speak when they're done, but please show that we're not rude. Show them that we do have manners. Show them courtesy. And with that said, I'm turning it over to Dr. Pott.
Okay, Roy, you ready?
I hope so.
Most of you know this by now. This is our third Octoberfest here that we're doing, so hopefully each year we get better.
Yeah.
Anyway, Oktoberfest is a German festival that started about 180 years ago in Munich, Germany, and continues today as a very popular, well-attended festival. We have Oktoberfest all over the United States. The reason it's October is because last night we had the harvest moon, the full moon, and this is when they harvest the crops, and it's the best time for making the German beer. So this is what they drink at the German Fest, or the Oktoberfest. Yeah, Oktoberfest. We have Oktoberfest, as I said, all over the United States, East Coast and West Coast, and here in Texas, we have some big ones. Most of them are in October. The biggest Oktoberfest in Texas, if you've never gone to it, you should at least go once. It's down in New Braunfels, which used to be a German town. That whole area there, from New Braunfels to Fredericksburg, the land was donated to a prince from Germany, and his goal was, and he was told to bring over lots of Germans, so he did. So they immigrated into that whole area from New Braunfels, I said, all the way to Fredericksburg. So there's lots of German activities in New Braunfels and in Fredericksburg too. So they also have a large Oktoberfest. The one at New Braunfels goes on, it's last, and they make sure it's last, so they get the biggest crowds after people drunk at the other ones. They come there, and it's from it goes for 2 weeks, the last weekend in October, the last week, and then another week, and then it ends in the last weekend, or the first weekend in November. So they make sure that you've gone to all the other Oktoberfests and then come there. They'll probably have 200,000 or 300,000 people there. So it goes on for at least a week and 2 weekends. So if you haven't gone, there's still time. Interesting enough, here in Killeen, Fort Hood has tried to have an Oktoberfest, but it's really turned into a carnival. And so once in a while they bring in one German performer for it. Years ago, we were involved with it when it was much more German. Now we have 2 German restaurants in Harker Heights, and this year was the first time they both had Oktoberfest. They had one 2 weeks ago, and then last weekend they had one in Harker Heights. So maybe next year we'll be playing at those. So anyway, hopefully you get in the spirit of good old German music. German music is primarily dance music. They did do a lot of singing in the 1900s. To about the late 30s. German was the second spoken language in Texas. So it wasn't Spanish, it was German. So there are a lot of Germans here, and they had German singing clubs all over Texas. I don't know about in this area, but in Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, New Braunfels, they actually have a singing club. We've had a couple in Killeen that have come and gone, or in this area, mostly in Copper's Cove. They still have a fair amount of German activity going in Copper's Cove. And then they had a dance group, dance clubs. One of the dances that we do is one of the signature dances for all the clubs in Texas, which they had in Houston, San Antonio, New Braunfels, Dallas, and then Oklahoma. And when they went over to Germany for the big festivals, they all would dance the Wall Digger that we're going to play for you today, but we don't have our dancers here. Our dancers are older now, and they're in high school, so they're not coming. So anyway, we'll get started with the music. You're all welcome to sing along, join us, dance along, and so on. So anybody here sing German? 1, 2, good. We need some singers, so we'll get you up here for some singing. So first we do usually the sing-along music. As I said, the sing-along music is probably waltz type or polka type, so it's mostly waltz. One of the medleys that we'll do when we get some people up here is called Skunkerwaltz. What they do is join elbows at a big long table. They all have their beer stein and they sway to the music. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just like we do wave at a football game and so on. But they do it all over the big tables. And they sing and they dance and have fun. Anyway, we'll start with in Munich. In Munich, there is a beer hall. This is where the festival in the Octoberfest is, and this song is dedicated to that group. So, Roy, are we ready? Okay. Roy says we're ready to record. My grandson's here helping us today, by the way, Trey. He's learning, and we're putting some of this out over the web. It's not going for people. We're just learning to do it. So it'll be on the web. Anybody that couldn't come and wants to get involved with what we're doing on the web, you're welcome to. One of the reasons is my wife was in the hospital about 3 weeks ago with a bad kidney infection. She's got bad diabetes, and kidney infection is not good for that. So anyway, she was in the hospital for about a week, and now she's in a nursing home, or rehab center, they call it now, for the last 2 or 3 weeks. So we did a program there on Monday for those people. Some of my friends are there. Commander of the American Legion, that was very active a while ago, is there. His wife is there. Both of them, the husband and wife, are both in the Rosewood Nursing Home. So anyway, with this technology, with just a smart TV, if anybody knows what that means, they could be watching, participating in this program today. So anybody who can't come or goes from here to nursing homes, which some of us will, you can participate just by being part of it. One part of it you can actually talk back and forth with, or you can chat if you're computer literate, just want to type. Other ones you can actually see each other and talk. This is basically like television, it's webcasts or broadcasts. So anyway, for your information, that's what we're doing. So your iPad could be looking at it right now too. So, okay, Jack, you ready?
Ready. 1, 2.
Well, welcome to Sway. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Elbows. That's a warm-up. I didn't hear anybody singing. No Germans. Next one is a typical German song too. In heaven there is no beer. In Gibbel gibt's kein Bier in German. So this is a polka. It's done frequently at any of the polka events. I forgot to say the other German event that's all over the United States, mostly where the Germans are, is polka clubs. They have polka clubs all over, and that's all these people do is polka. And then when they get tired of polka, they do a waltz. So that most of them wear red vests. You'll see them frequently on TV or whatever. Red vest, red shirt, and sometimes women wear red skirts. So anyway, in heaven there is no beer, and that's why we drink it here. Okay, the next one is a sing-along song. Germans, any German singers? Drink, drink, Brüderlein, drink. You're welcome to come up here and sing on the mic. We need some real German. Drink, drink, Brüderlein, drink, which means drink, drink, brother, let's drink. Hold it just a minute, Jack. Should have changed my list. We did this on Monday. We set up a list, and my list is different than theirs. So, but anyway, the next song is going to be Beer Here. Beer Here, Beer Here. Hold it just a minute, Jack. We'll just wait a minute here while bass player is getting it set up. When we get to the next set of songs, as I said, if you look at your thing there, it's called Skunkelwalzer. Okay. That would like to see you grab elbows. Everybody grab an elbow. Okay. And then you sway to the music. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Beer here.
Sorry, we couldn't have beer here. I know, we just can't have it in the senior center, sorry. Okay, drink. Now
Okay, Jack says now we're going to do drink, drink, Brüderlein, drink. Drink, drink, Brüderlein, drink. Drink. This is another 3/4 song. There we go. What's the next one, Jack? Okay, let's have the German singers up here. We need 3 Germans.
3 German singers.
We need 3 Germans up here. Come on. Come on. 1, 2, 3. How about this? We won't start until you come up.
Uh-oh, come on. 3.
I always tell people that I can't sing good, but I can sing loud.
Cool. So what do you want us to sing? What do you want us to sing?
What do you want to sing? Do. We're going to sing. 1, 2, 3. Right now. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
We ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2. Everybody.
Okay, that's number 1, Zach. Octoliber Augustine. My hat, it has 3 corners. This is a German song. It's about the old hats. You know, the continental hat that the English used to wear, and the people on the East Coast. It had 3 corners, and that actually came to us more or less from Germany. They had 3-corner hats. So the song says, "My hat, it has 3 corners. If it doesn't have 3 corners, then it's not my hat." So my Hund, sorry, you can.
Everybody ready? 1, 2. With horn or not?
The next one is a German toast. This is done at the Octoberfest. And I'm Prosit is a toast. They say it in different ways, in different languages, in different parts of the world. Gemütlich, how do you say it?
Gemütlichkeit.
Okay, wait. That means have fun. It's a fun time or have fun with it. So anyway, then at the end of it, everybody, it's going to count. Ein, zwei, drei. Super. Ein, zwei, drei. Super. And then the rest of us, Mickey and I, are going to say hoi, hoi, hoi. Zicka, saka, hoi, hoi, hoi. Zicka, saka, hoi, hoi, hoi. And then everybody holds up their, yeah, no beer here. I told Jack we have it outside in the truck.
I'll drink to that.
So anyway, then I'm Prosit, which is the toast. Mickey?
Wait a minute, he's going to get the iPad. No. Did he get it? I should send you.
Wie das bereit?
Ja.
Ja? Okay. Plus 2.
Weak. Let's do it again.
Wait a minute.
In the microphone. There we go. There's got to be a toast. Right?
1, 2.
Prosit, I prosit, der Lüschlichkeit. I prosit, der Liebkeit. Ein, zwei, drei, super. Zicka, sacka, hoi, hoi, hoi. Zicka, sacka, hoi, hoi, hoi. Prost! Everybody, you got beer mugs. Do we need to do it again? Okay. There we have. Jack, what comes next? Stay up here. Stay up here. Zoldegger. No words to this one. Now we're moving into the dance part of the program. Why don't we do something else first? As long as we got the girls up here. How about chicken dance? Okay, let's do the chicken dance. We need some more people up here for the chicken dance. We need more. Chickens. Chickens. Those who like to wiggle.
Come on. Let me lie on my knees so too. Now they have it everywhere. Yeah. There you go. Come on. Okay.
Come on, Joe, you can do this one. The chicken dance. No.
All right.
Where's Lamb? Oh, no, you're not doing the chicken dance. Come on.
Okay, next comes the polka. Who wants the polka? Any polka? Polka cheers? Here we go. Polka.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we'll do Harry Smith first, then we'll home digger. Harry Smith's another dance one anybody wants to dance, but pretty close to what you did do. Harry Smith is like La Raspa. La Raspa, this gentleman just corrected me on some of the German music that we're alluding to. It actually is Windisch. That's where it's come from.
It's windy, not German.
Windisch, Wendish, right? You know, Windisch.
New Brownsville, Fredericksburg, all the north of Houston, all that's windy.
So a lot of this music actually goes back, and a lot of the German music and accordion music, Mexican Tejano and Norteña music. Actually, a lot of it came from Germany. They use the German accordion, the Holner accordion, the button accordion, German picks styles, and they married the Mexican girls and changed it into Mexican music. So a lot of the Tejano, which is mostly San Antonio Norteño from Guadalajara, not Guadalajara. Anyway, Monterrey is actually a derivation of German type. The polka that they call polkita is a German polka. So anyway, this one happens to be a German. When they came, the Germans here in the United States, the Mexicans did what we call la raspa, which was a certain melody line. And then they picked it up at the Octoberfest, and they'll probably do this if you go to some of the bigger Octoberfest, and it's called Herr Schmidt. They do it over in Germany, a little bit different than they do it here, but basically they do it the same as La Raspa. So the dance is the same, the music is different. A little bit slower. This is Herr Schmidt, which means Mr. Smith. Herr Schmidt.
1, 2,
Okay, the last one we'll do, the last time we've done it here is Waldigger. Waldigger is a typical German folk dance, comes from the Hessen area of Germany, which is a central part of Germany, just like we have central part of the United States. And Waldigger, it's a folk dance. Music's played basically for folk dancing. I learned it from a German dance professor that came over and gave a workshop down in New Braunfeld about 10 years ago. New Braunfeld every year brought a German dance instructor over to teach their German dances here, so to the German club. So Waldigger, part of a march, part polka.
ready? 1,
Okay, as I said, that is German dance. Part march, the first part A, part C is polka, so they mix it and match it. Germans tend to mix and match a lot of things, keys of music, and play a lot in flats, and mix them with something else. So anyway, anybody who's interested in learning German folk dances for next year or whatever, we're willing to teach any female that wants to learn. Our only German folk dancers in the area now are two Panamanian teenage girls, which I think is interesting. So anyway, they're in high school, but anyway, we have 2 or 3 German folk dances that we could be doing at these programs. One of them is Waldigger. The other one is a Landler from Austria. It's a waltz that's classic in the international folk dance world. So anyway, thank you for having us, and Like the musicians here? Where's the stand up? And hopefully we added some German flavor to the Octoberfest. So we'd like to thank Margot here for the display. One thing we did talk about, maybe she'd like to talk about, if you look at the table back there, the German beer steins. There's a whole culture that goes with the beer steins. I have a collection of beer steins at home too. They cost about $100 plus each stein. They actually have a history behind the steins. In the German army, all of the regiment would have a stein. They put it on the wall, and when they go in to drink beer, they would be on the stein are the names of the soldiers and their crests. One for the top of it will have a cannon for the cannoneers. They'll have a locomotion for the transportation corps, cavalry for the infantry, and so on. So anyway, take a look at the steins and see. We don't have a lot of that collection in Killeen and in Texas anymore. But for about 50 years, they were worth a lot of money. Anyway, and books were written about it if you like to read about the German beer stein. So that's part of the beer drinking culture of Germany. They had their own steins. The cover came to be to keep the flies out of the beer. In the old days, it was not considered not very healthy to drink beer with the flies